Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Clueless Aid Trading Frank. This is a free strategic market update webinar, which I think is very critical given the times that we live in, or the times that we trade in the markets. Today is June 18th, 2018, approximately 8:18 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, on a very hot day in the New York City, New Jersey waterfront area. This session will be recorded and uploaded to the Clueless Aid Trading YouTube channel. Highly suggest, like I always do, that you get all your friends, family, grandpas, grandmas, aunts, dogs, cats, whoever you have out there, to subscribe to the Clueless Aid YouTube channel. In all seriousness, anybody who's interested in the U.S. financial markets, the global financial markets, the reality of what goes on, the real news analysis, not the fake news and analysis out there, have them subscribe to the Clueless Aid Trading YouTube channel. In addition, very important, as I keep on saying all the time, we have a fantastic, I mean fantastic, Instagram presence, Clueless Aid Trading Instagram presence, where the highlights of multiple trades, some quick analysis, are put there in video format as well as in static chart format. It's a very valuable resource to catch up on the days going, as well as what we're doing. And again, all of you need to follow that. I keep on reminding everyone, if you're a member or a free trial subscriber, follow the Clueless Aid Trading Instagram channel, and also get everyone else that you know to follow it. It doesn't hurt, it's free, and you all love free stuff, right? There you go. Now, full disclosure, this is purely for financial education to make you guys better traders, hopefully. I try. It's up to you whether you want to take the next step up and become a real trader instead of making pennies and making excuses. Purely for financial education and not for any solicitation or advice. You don't get advice at Clueless Aid Trading. We suggest trades, we recommend trades, we show tactical charts, precision alerts, quick analysis on powerful breaking news, and after that, it's your decision. What do you want to do? Let's move on. So we have some big breaking news after hours. I have asked everybody, and if you don't do it, you're just shooting yourself in the foot, to go review the real-time Twitter feed prior to joining the webinar, so you're a little bit aware of what's going on. If you were not trading today, or if you are bunkerized, diaperized, SOA, you know what that means, sitting on you know what, then at least try to catch up on what we did. Had a phenomenal day, another phenomenal day, not just one, and off big ugly market open, which looks likely it's going to be tomorrow morning again, and huge profits. That's what we do here at Clueless Aid Trading. So if you don't review the Twitter feed, if you're not following it, if you're not doing the trades, then you are honestly wasting your time here. Save your money and go buy yourself a burger or something. Seriously. All right? I'm a very straightforward guy. I don't mince words. We're New Yorkers, right? There's a big New Yorker out there, you guys all know. His name is Donald Trump. He doesn't mince words either. Sometimes it's stupid. Overall, it's very smart. But that's the way it is, all right? In my case, sometimes I'm stupid. Overall, I'm very smart. So you like it or leave it, all right? So the real-time Twitter feed is where all the content is delivered. We have some new members here who are coming in. Akash, hopefully you'll be a new member instead of being a spectator. Harry is a new member. Welcome. Mary Beth also within the last month or so. And so let's start. So tonight, so let me give you a quick broad overview, and I want to keep this reasonable time. We have, you should know that by now because it's on the Twitter feed. We have, I put Donald gone wild over proposed additional $200 billion in China tariffs. Now the key word in that statement that he released after the market, that's the reason why futures are down 15 points. You see that? That's a total. That's the Donald statement on the additional 200 billion tariffs on Chinese goods, proposed tariffs, I should say. Um, that broke just within the past half hour. And that's what you're seeing right now. Futures are down about 15 and a quarter points. That's the immediate flash crash reaction in Globex markets. And the E-mini traders who went short at the end of the day, these are the futures traders, mind you. I'm sure they didn't, because the market squeezed out all the shorts by 4 o'clock. We made significant amounts of profits intraday, you know that. Took down a significant amount of profits too. That's what real traders do. And so they, but the few that were short are making money. If you're a futures trader right now, you just made yourself 15 points. Fast. 15 points, or actually more like 8, because we were down about 8 or 10. We were down a few points, before the news broke. So you see that in visual form in the charts. I'm in the business of not panicking. Most retail emotional traders, all of them, are in the business of panicking. It's fine with me. You lose your money, we make it. It's just the way it goes. So the key is that these so that's the biggest news event right now, dominating the markets, the back and forth with China. You notice that that's the same thing that happened this morning. We crashed all the way down. Futures were down about 17 points, I believe, at the open, right there at 26.71. Everybody was walked through every single move, and more importantly, were recommended and suggested trades were put in there, and they were up a gazillion. Pick up one of the biggest winners, 550% in net profits on Google, not to mention Tesla, almost a 300% plus profit intraday, mind you. You don't have to wait a couple of years till you become an old man or woman to make those type of returns. This is happening almost every day, especially in volatile markets here at Clueless A Trading. These charts are precision roadmaps. I don't want to keep on repeating it like a kindergarten teacher. You all speak English. You all can read. God has given you eyes and free brain cells, and you know what you're looking at. You might not understand everything, but that's up to you to figure out, whether or not you want to force yourself to learn how to trade these type of markets. So in the most volatile period of the market, we are making those type of triple-digit returns. And I just gave you small examples. There were many others. The SPX, the SPYs, 100% plus. Alibaba reversed about 60% plus from the lows. Amazon, which is an ongoing swing trade, was up substantially. Couple of new IPOs, one of the biggest ones that I alerted on Friday, NEW, at approximately $17 to $18 to $19, hit $31 today. That's in 24 hours. You could have bought one share, so you could have called yourself a real trader. One share. Let's say you bought one share at $18. That's $18 you paid. Or you bought 10 shares at $18. That's $180 you paid. You'd be up to $300 on your money, or $310. If you put $18, you'd have $31. Take those $13 that you made and buy yourself a nice lunch. Okay? So this is what we do here. HUYA, another Chinese IPO that alerted early part of June. That one went up from about $16, hit $50 today. 50. That's 16 to 50. That's more than 200% plus in net profits. You could have bought one share. You could have bought 10 shares. You could have bought 100 shares. If you put $1,500, you'd have 5,000 plus in a matter of weeks. I rest my case. Whatever, from a behavioral standpoint, as I'm talking, I'm just going to flip through a couple of charts. Whatever you're doing and not doing is not because of the content, the precision content that's being delivered at Clueless A Trading on a real-time basis. Whatever you're doing and not doing is because of your own mental deficiencies, period. Because even a child can buy an arrow and sell an arrow. If you have kids, let them trade with a little bit of money. I can trust you. They'll probably do a heck of a lot better than some of the emotional retail traders that we have in our group. Hopefully not too many. And the ones out there, trust me. If you have a 10-year-old, if you have a 6-year-old, tell them to ask them where they should buy something and sell something. And believe me, they'll understand my tactical charts better than you all put together. Well, some of you put together. So we're not in the business of excuses. I try to make my charts as simple as possible. I even put these fat arrows, which take an inordinate amount of time from my trading day. I still do it. And this is in the midst of a very volatile market. Nothing more to say. So what we're going to do here is walk through what we have at hand and prepare ourselves what's coming tomorrow and this week. Very difficult to say because the volatility is now intense. Each one of these flash crashes, each one of these reflex bounces, these are reflex bounces. These ones, call this to the teeth, 10:30 in the morning. I did the Periscope broadcast here. Bang. A dollar calls bought at $1.40 or so, S&P 2800 around this zone, which was alerted. Let me change the color of this pen. They went on that spike, they went to $3.20. Kindly do the math. The exact math would be they were up 128% or so, or 118% within a matter of, this is a 15-minute chart, this is in a matter of 30 minutes. When was the last time some of you, I know some of you do it pretty consistently, made 100% on your money? And it doesn't matter, you don't have to put too much in. These are lottos. They were $1.40, they were $1.50, they were $1.90, 100% in 30 minutes or 45 minutes. If you haven't done it, with the resources that I provide, you can do it. If you're scared, which I can understand if you're a new trader, then buy one call. So one call would be $140. Right? So if you blow out $140, you're hopefully not going to be on welfare and waiting for your next Social Security check or welfare check, right? So 140 goes up to $300 or $320, then at least you're in the game. You understand what you're doing. Once you build your confidence up a little bit, then you can do bigger trades. But everything is played out here. The amount of background work that goes on before trades are alerted, before charts are constructed, is immense. It's not something many of you are capable of doing. Not because you're not smarter. I'm sure a lot of you are a lot smarter than me. But maybe you guys don't have the technical smartness and the skills to do what I do. That's why I try to share with you. That's why I coach people, doing this webinar. And even then, sometimes I fail to impress upon everyone that if you do not follow these tactical charts, you are done. You will keep losing money. And remember, there's a definition of losing money. Actual money that you lose because you do stupid things and you panic, and actual money you lose because you don't do a trade. If you didn't buy Google calls, let's say not $1.80 because it was only there for a few seconds, $2, $2.50, and they went to $15 today. I repeated it repeatedly, alerted it. The Google 1180s, which we were long from last week. And at the lows of the day, when Google was down 7, I was watching it. That's when I alerted. It was just sitting there, and the algos were just scooping up the shares. Despite the fact that they put a $550 million that I posted pre-market and after the market opened, $50 million stake in JD.com, which is the Alibaba Junior. They held the stock down $7 plus. I was looking at the charts. There was nothing wrong. They were just accumulating. It's all manipulation. Clueless Trading is in the business of ambushing the algos. We bought again. They went to $15. Even if you didn't double your, and $15 from 2 is almost 650%. Okay? And if you didn't catch, in the case of Google, if you didn't catch even 100% of that, there you go. And this is a daily chart. And I posted the intraday charts too, which obviously the candle looks much bigger. But this kind of thing where I'm alerting it down here, and let's say you didn't catch the bottom, understood. Should come in the middle. I'm telling you, it's everything's looking good. I showed the algo HFT charts with the channels, showed exactly where it was going to go. It broke out above that. The final thing that I showed at the end was a bull flag. Now, if Donald hadn't basically, gone wild a little bit, I think it's borderline idiotic what he's doing. I know it's pressure tactics and stuff, but as a fellow New Yorker, I'll tell you, at one point, these kind of threats don't work. And I think Wall Street's catching on to it. And like we say in New York, they don't give a you-know-what. Rat's ass. Oops. Seriously. Because they know in reality it was never going to be implemented. Because these are going nutty. If we do, let's say, another 100 billion in tariffs, we're gone beyond what China imports. We import from China, and U.S. companies make in China and import back. Then what's going to happen? We're going to tariff ourselves by putting tariffs on China? So at this point, it's getting borderline idiotic. That's what I put out there. I'm a straightforward guy. When I like something, I say it. When I think he's doing a great job, I'll say it. That's my opinion. I have a right to say it. When I think he's going a little bit nutty on something, then I'll say it. And all because I want to get you guys, make you guys understand we have a major risk in the market. And that is the sudden, massive tariff or economic related news that is coming out of President Trump and the White House. That is the biggest risk to the markets. Now, will the market shake it off? We shall see. At one point, the markets will completely shake it off, or they might say, that's it. We're going to fall 1,000 points, and we're going to do it now. That's the reason why we do these charts. And believe me when I tell you, on your own, none of you at this point, as far as I know, some of you, will be able to handle that. You won't know when it's coming. Trust me. Because all that euphoria and excitement, this is going to go here, blah, 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 is going to disappear in a flash. And that chat room, which I love interacting with you guys, is going to be dead empty. And the biggest money will be made through that when we drop 1,000 points. We can. Remember, the chat room was dead empty just a few weeks ago. Market started heating up a little bit. That's your lovely Tesla. Tesla doesn't give a hoot. The chat room was dead empty. There were guys like Dano and JB and a few other people, stalwarts, who came in, cracked a couple of jokes and hung out. We traded the bios. We did the things we do. The rest of you guys were gone. You were in the DMZ, demilitarized zone in North Korea, stuck there in a bar with no cell phones. But it's great to see you guys back. Welcome back. Don't get too excited because all your money is going to be taken away by the algos. So start focusing on the charts, all right? Straight out. So that's what's going on right now, guys. So let's go to the technicals right now. So we covered all the broader points. The biggest risk to the markets right now, China trade tariffs and the sudden news announcement that will come during market hours, after market hours, pre-market hours. And it's going to be coming from the White House, from Trump, from China, President Xi, because the fat man in Korea has been placated from now. I think Donald gave him a franchise for Chipotle and Burger King and McDonald's, so he's okay for now. He's not shooting out missiles over Japan, so we're good with that. We don't have a Greek situation going on because they're kind of, drinking and partying. It's summertime out in Santorini and all those beautiful islands out there. Okay, and so they're quiet. And there's Japan's just with us. It doesn't really matter. Iran is quiet. They're more worried about Saudi Arabia raising oil output, so their revenues get cut. So let them hash it out. Donald's been kind of quiet on Iran too, so that's good. We don't need that flare up for now. And so those are the hot spots. And Europe is dealing with their own issues, but nothing major is coming out of there. Draghi did a good job. That's the ECB chairman. That's their Federal Reserve, European Central Bank chairman. Just some of you who didn't know, Mario Draghi. And most of Europeans, lazy bums that they are, most of them, they're on the summer vacation. Starting in August, there's not a single peep out there in the streets of Paris. Okay, so there you go. They all don't have any money, but they all think they have great summer homes. God bless them. The Italians, the Greeks, the French, the Germans. Germans have money. Germans are like the Americans. They're hardworking. They make great products. They're good. I mean, I'm saying people-wise. I'm saying work-wise, work ethic-wise, hardcore workers. So Europe's quiet. So the biggest risk that we have to deal with is this brewing tension between us back and forth. I know it's a poker game, but we need to be very aware of the fact that things can go really wrong real fast. And we can have a huge drop. And it's going to wipe many of you out if you do not follow the charts. And you don't want to get wiped out, do you? You don't want to walk the hall of walk of shame just because you were too emotional and you weren't following the charts, trying to understand what I'm putting through. No, you don't want that. That's terrible. You don't want your kids to know you're a loser when you were, as a trader, even as a part-time trader. Okay, seriously, I know it's kind of harsh. It's true. Because this is not rocket science. So let's get into the technicals here. So guys, we have major support at the 2761 level. Multiple patterns are displayed here. Multiple lines, each mean something. We had a very sharp drop on Friday. You see that tail there, right there. That's a long tail reversal, also known as a hammer reversal. You get a long tail reversal of this magnitude, it's almost an 80 to 90% probability that the market wants to move up. And again, shed your notions the market's going to move up to new highs. Forget that for a minute. Just move up to the next level where it will hit big resistance. So, and that was there. All that's shown. Each of these lines are telling you these are the upside resistances. Each of these are supply zones where the sellers come in, and it's not you and me and it's us tactical traders. We sell at these levels, but the big money, the S&P traders, the institutional traders, the hedge funds, these are their points, right? So these are supply zones, sell zones. Guess what it did? A big move here on Friday after the hammer reversal, created the inverse head and shoulder. This is a 15-minute chart. So what do you see? Lots of chop. Every time it gets a red candle, I'm sure some of you did some stupid things. All right? Or some of you were so scared because every time there was a red candle, 15-minute back and forth. Yet, all the stows, it's real simple, guys, were trending higher. This is one of the charts that I use. I use multiple charts. The algo HFTs that I don't have time to show right now, the quad ones, the slow stochastics was going higher. The slow stochastics is the ultimate juice, the ultimate signal. Many of you, not many of you, some of you use the quad system. It's a, if you're interested, let me know. I'll send you the link, call them up, get the free trial, then sign up if you want to. Okay, I've been using quad for more than 12 years now. That signal was telling me stick with the trade, stick with the trade. I pushed that on to all my members. Hopefully some of you listen because you made money. So once it gets to this level, you want to be a seller. It's not rocket science. You want to be a seller. You could keep a little bit, but that's fine. But you want to sell the bulk of this big move. You get 120%, 110% within 45 minutes. What are you there? Just sit there? Yes, unless it's a runaway train, you still scale profits and roll over to higher strikes. Google, Tesla, those type of things, those type of stocks. So you don't sit with the original strike and say, ooh, da, la-di-da, Like I was telling Trent today, good friend of mine, great soldier, great trader sometimes. Okay, he's sitting with 1160s. Why the heck when Google's at 1180 is he not, or 1170 plus, is he not rolling it out? Now, some people might have restrictions on their account. I understand that part, so I'm not going to go there. So, but generally, that's what you do. As it climbs forward, you want to capture your profits and spend lesser money by buying the higher strikes because the stock is on a runaway train higher to a certain level. So anyway, so at this point, we had that big hammer reversal. I even write the term. At one point, I'm going to cease writing these terms, so you know what you're looking at. Okay, and then there is then there is this hammer reversal today. And believe me, this morning didn't feel good because there were long positions out there on my side, and I'm sure many of you. So I looked at that. I looked at my quad charts. I made a determination. That's my job. I do my job flawlessly, believe me. Okay? And I said, you know what? I looked at it. I made a determination because it's not just technicals. You have to do the gut analysis, experience and pattern analysis and all that stuff. What is the pattern I'm looking at? Is this news really going to completely smash the market? I didn't know that this morning. It's happening now again after hours. So I said, buy. Then you get that hammer reversal, gave extra level of confidence. You get in there and bang, 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 we went. Big time. Then a quick pullback from 11 o'clock to about 12:15, and that what 1 hour can seem like eternity. It created an inverse head and shoulder. Here's your head. That's why I put these markers. Left shoulder, right shoulder. This is again a left shoulder, but that was from Friday. So let's stick to today. And then the neckline. There's your neckline. It broke out. No, I'm sorry. Neckline. It broke out. It actually broke the neckline. Attempted to go higher, and then comes Donald. Let's do another two. Oh, no, that's not Donald's voice. Let's do another 200 billion in tariffs. Let's kill him. Yeah, great. It's hilarious. I'm serious. Okay. So now we have it here. So we're gonna be down. So those positions which we took some massive profits on, some are still running. And if you didn't take staggered profits, then you deserve to be punished. That's life. That's trading. So the ones that are played out there, they're going to be down in the morning if we stay here. We don't know if we're going to stay here. At the end of the session, I'll give you my game theory explanation, what I think is going on. So anyway, now what we're seeing here, and this is how you read these charts. Now that we're seeing here, you're seeing, again, you're seeing a very similar pattern symmetry. And these flash crashes are fast. So if you're sitting there knitting a sweater you got from your favorite sheep and waiting around for a perfect moment, you will never get these trades. Trust me. That doesn't mean you got to be super fast every 5 minutes, but you need to be involved. And if you're waiting around to feel good, have a cup of tea, have a crumpet, or a bad croissant from your bad French bakery, wherever you are. The best French bakeries are in New York, by the way, the best ones. Or maybe, where JB is. JB is a food connoisseur. So anyway, then your trade's going to be over. So looking at this here, do we do this again? Or does, after the market tomorrow, during the day, does good old Donald, my favorite New Yorker, drop another news bomb on us? Then we go do this. We test this downtrend line again. It's really a super volatile market within a but a pretty tight range. We're not dropping and falling 600 points. Now it's 200. Remember the 600-point days? Of course you do. Or maybe you don't because you got blasted out. Then you disappeared in the bunkers and reemerged. But now we have 200-point type of volatility. So remember that, 200 plus minus. Be prepared for that. There's no way to game it. How would you game a move like this that he was going to drop the $200 billion additional tariff news? You don't. But you can always do your own hedges. You can say, hey, listen, did really well today. I'll take a little bit of that. Let's say you made, I don't know. Let's say you made $1,000 today. So, or 500 bucks. And you say, okay, I'm going to take 100 of that. I'm going to buy some SPY puts. That's smart. You can do that. Some of my traders do that. And bang, if the market opens, you just won the lotto ticket. But don't try to short the market again down here. We're going to go through that in a second. Till we see the signs of a further breakdown. So do we do this tomorrow? Don't know. What I do know is that we have a very powerful support at 2760, 2765. These are all the beginnings, origination points of these massive hammer reversals. We are also starting to see some long tails develop. Look. There you go. Now, why do I think that we will get a sharp reversal bounce again tomorrow? I'll tell you why. Because what I read the statement that came out of the White House, out of Trump in the past hour. 2 words you have to remember. One word is proposed. If you speak English, you know what that means. It is a proposed tariff, not a definitive mandatory tariff on $200 billion worth of goods at 10%. I think the next $200 billion he's going to do, that's going to be beyond what we import from China or China exports to us, and we're going to charge them what, 0% tariff. How about that? Well, that's going to be great, right? How about we do another $200 billion in tariffs, proposed tariffs with 0% in tariff? Get the joke? All right. So proposed, the keywords are proposed, and if China does not take concrete steps. Now remember one thing, I don't think China's fair. I mean, those guys have taken us for a ride for a bit. We have taken them for a ride too. Okay? But they have flaunted, in my opinion, many different issues, export-related issues, and now we're getting back at him. But it has to be done not in this, in my opinion. Well, what do I know? Okay, I'm not running the country. But it can be this blatant. It has to be, I know there's a lot of talks going on in between, but you keep on just pushing this type of tweets or statements out every other day, it started to lose its power. That's the reason the futures are not down 30 handles. And this is what's going on right now. Now see the pattern symmetry? There are long tails. That's why I follow charts. I have my opinions. I'm a big student, passionate student of global politics, global economics, game theory analysis. Believe me when I tell you. Have a couple of drinks with me. I'll tell you all that. You'll go home and you'll be like, whoa, 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 whoa. And game theory is what life is all about. In life, one action has different outcomes. Every action has consequences. Okay? Same thing in trading. We're dealing with probabilities. So, and many of your engineers, tech people, you understand what I'm talking about. I almost, I got a B in calculus in college. I hated calculus. But what I'm saying is these are mathematical probabilities we're dealing with. So the proposed and the if, that's in the statement. The real smart money knows that this is a heavy-handed tactic. Right, let's go with that. So let's get with the heavy-handed tactic, game theory outcome 1. The markets are bouncing, as we see. Futures were down 17, now they're down 13. If pattern symmetry follows, we're going to bounce while we're doing this session, and we're going to head towards the left shoulder. This is, remember, sorry, the right shoulder. That's going to be right here. Once we hit that, they're going to sell. If we manage to bust a move and the markets basically completely ignore what he just said, which you can't because that is a serious statement, and China could very well retaliate overnight by saying we're going to put 100 billion on tariff, and they say we are not going to take in Apple iPhones anymore. Market will be down 400 points, guys. Okay? They start put tariffs on our technology exports to China. See you later. Okay? Because we sell a lot. Because we are the leaders in technology. They are too, in a different way. But we are the best. So if they start putting our tariffs on our tech exports out there, supercomputers, semiconductors, iPhones, name it, disk drives, we are in trouble. That's when you see the real rout in the market. All right. So that's the biggest risk too. How are they going to retaliate? Or are they just going to basically stay quiet? The Chinese are, they know how to play the poker game better than, all of us put together. Don't forget, the Chinese are the biggest gamblers in the world. No offense meant to anybody. Go to Vegas. What's Macau? The biggest gambling casinos in the world. Las Vegas Sands, MGM, Wynn, all the big heavy hitters are Chinese. Millionaires, big time players. They know how to play the game. We are stupid compared to them. All right? So, and the political side is the same. So, at this point, from a technical standpoint, it could possibly be the bullish thing would be that this moves up here during the night, does this, maybe comes and retests again, which would be fantastic. Now, during the night here, while you're in your jammies and you're sleeping, test the 2460, test the 2460 level, all during the night, okay? China opens in a few hours. I think they were closed for the Dragon Festival. So if they do that and it holds, that would be super bullish. Okay? Go tell your neighbor that, hey, it's going to be super bullish because Clueless 8 said if overnight in the futures market and the global futures markets, if they retested the 2460, 2765 level, it's going to be a great day tomorrow. And watch your neighbor just look at you like, you nutcase. What are you talking about? Okay? Because if that happens, that means this floor will hold. Remember, this is a probability game. This is a higher probability, what I'm saying, if that happens. Now, if that happens, it's very possible we're back to this level again, which is the first of the sell zones or supply zones. This is where the breakdown started, right? And overnight on Sunday, mind you, this was Friday's close. And if all said and gone, if this goes here and creates this pattern, let me just draw this out again. 1 second. You have to be immersed in understanding charts. Otherwise, you're just not going to get anywhere. Trying to analyze the news of what the poker game Donald's playing with President Xi is not going to get you anywhere. Now we're here. We do this. Let's say we do that retest. So you just have a nightmare at 1 in the morning, and then you look at the futures and they're down 25 points. You're like, oh my God. Well, that nightmare might be a blessing in disguise. All right? So it does this. Markets open, 9 in the morning. Bang, they sell it. Don't freak out. I'll be walking you guys through just the way I do every day. Might come and retest this big downtrend line, which goes all the way back. And then it does this. And is it possible? Is it possible that we do, remember, pattern symmetry. See this big crash here? What day was Friday? Friday was the 15th. So all this was overnight, Sunday action. So see that thing here? Patterns replicate themselves. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. What happened right now with Donald's tweet? It took back that big rally that we had this morning that we made all that money on, which we took a nice amount of part. I'm talking the SPYs, when the SPYs bumped up like 100, almost double. So this is a pattern symmetry. Look at pattern symmetry. 1, 2. Let's say you knew nothing about technical analysis. Just look at these patterns. This is not just random walk through Wall Street like Robert Malkiel's book from the 70s. This is structured volatility. No more random. Random's gone. Random is your brain. Algos are not random. They're structured. They're binary and exponential numbers. I'm not even a computer geek. I don't write code, so, my son does. So, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just kind of like winging it. So, yeah. So bottom line is that you got to tight level here. So let's say it moves up here. It's going to move just like that. And then is it possible that this sequence is repeated? Absolutely. Absolutely. But it's going to be very quick. So you need to place yourself during this period of chop, 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 where I'm looking at my stows. Look at how the stows are bottoming, 15 minutes. Now it's a 15-minute stow. The next chart I'm going to show you is the 1 hour. So see how it's bottoming already. See how it bottomed here this morning? When some of you, I'm sure were freaking out, or not freaking out that you didn't buy anything. You could use your iPhone. It takes 3 seconds to buy something on your iPhone using the Thinkorswim app that I use. I do a lot of trades off my iPhone when I'm off my desk. Something's up a lot, boom, sell. It's called technology, guys. So bottom line is that it can do this, and then this could be repeated, and we could be up to 27.88. Now, when do the average retail trader and all the other trading forums, StockTwits and all those other forums that generally, you guys, look at, or some of you look at or not look at, I don't know, other guys that you follow, this is where most of them get excited. I don't get excited there. I'll be a big seller here because these are zones of big selling, which is at that 27.90 level. That's when you hear that said we're going to 28.50 now. Bang, sell. Now, what does this all say in simple words? First of all, there's a structure. And second, you got to buy tactical lows. Here we go. You got to buy tactical lows. In emotional terms, you got to be excited when it feels the worst, or when you don't feel like buying because everything is so negative and CNBC is screaming that here comes another 400-point flush because they have no idea what they do. Have you noticed like how CNBC explains all these moves? So that's what you got to do. Now, that doesn't mean that doesn't guarantee you anything. There's no guarantees. It's just a high probability trade or a no probability trade. If I see it break down below the 27.60 level, I'm going to short, or I'm going to take my loss on the ones that I'd be picking up here if I was a futures trader. Now, if the market opens up all the way here, you want to be a seller, not a buyer. You wait for the pullback. Most likely it will be because of the structured nature of this chart, 15-minute, and then you want to be a buyer after you sell. I do that. I sell market gap ups. And I buy market gap downs only if it fits in with my different indicators that I look at internally. That's it. Enough of this chart. All the levels are there. You guys have to, manage your trades accordingly. Now, the 1 hour chart is more cleaner. It doesn't have the noise of the 15-minute, and you can see what's going on here. We hit today's low, which was at around 8 a.m. in the morning, right there, 8 a.m. today. We tested that right now at 8 o'clock, right there, and this is where we are right now. Stows are getting oversold, not fully oversold. It still looks likely on the 1 hour chart, this is a 1 hour, that they are going to retest the 27.60 level. See that? You can see that. There's your wide channel. And the lower end of the channel is this 27.60 level. So looking at this particular chart, the 1 hour, it looks likely that they might dip it. Probably happens when the Chinese markets open. And they get their, flash crashes too, right? And their reaction to what happens. We could break, we could test the 27.60. But it doesn't matter to you because it's after hours. It doesn't affect your portfolio after hours. So that's your 1 hour chart. The 1 hour chart was shown repeatedly today. All the levels that I'm looking to engage are there. If we break below that, then we had that big, powerful rally that went. That one of the pivot points was 27.47. If we crash all the way down to 27.47, I will certainly look to buy. Now, what will give me an idea of how bad things can get is on my daily. Now, this is a very easy chart to read. Now I put a little bit of this, parabolic curves and stuff just to keep you guys awake. Because some of you look at a chart and you're like, oh, you're getting dizzy. Oh boy, you're gonna fall off your chair because you're losing money doing stupid things. And sometimes you lose money even when you're not doing stupid things. It happens thanks to volatility. But most of the times with retail traders, they lose money consistently because they're doing consistently stupid things and making stupid comments and telling their brain to remain stupid. That's it. It's a fact. I don't make these things up. I try to shy away and stay away from stupidity as much as I can. And I think all of you guys should try to do that too, in life and in trading. Saying all that, this is a important level. That's why these arrows are here. That's at 27.56. What would start to bother me if this is an escalating one after another tit for tat, it's not going to be good. So not going to be good means that the worst case scenario, we can come back and retest the infamous 2700 level again. So if we drop from where we are right now, 2765 to 2700, I'm showing you the bearish move here. I will certainly be in that trade. That's 65 points on 65 handles on the E-minis. S&P 500 futures multiplied by roughly 7, we are talking about a 455 point drop. Not the end of the world. You want to be in part of this trade. If I see a signal, I will go in hard. I would like that trade to last 1 hour. Massive panic. Boom. 450 points. We've done those. I don't want this to linger for days. Am I going to go down 300 points? Oh, come on, mommy. Are we there yet? No. We want it there. We want stunned, silent, shock and awe. Boom. 455 points. Right there. Faster, the better. Remember that. I've always stuck with the mantra. Fast and furious. Reset, buy, reflex bounce, make a lot of money. Both on the short side, long side. We've done that. A lingering drop where the market kind of vacillates. We're going to fall. And then suddenly, keeps on. This type of drop is really annoying. You buy, you go short the market via SPY, SPX puts, VIX call, things like that, but the market doesn't drop. It's going to go there. It's happened to me many times. Make a little bit of money, take some profits, and then, it's just, then it does a big hammer reversal, which is a fake. It's a bull trap, a fake move. Algos do that. It's called spoofing. Spoofing. Trick or treat. It's a trick. I can see that sometimes because if the stows are continuing to go down and we get a 50-point move higher and the stows are still pointing down, that's a trick. Boo. They gotcha. Okay? I'm getting very good at reading those things before they happen. Go tell all your friends that. That's what we do at Clueless A Trading. All right? That's what we do at Clueless A Trading. We're in the business of predictive analysis. We are right 70 to 80% of the time. Shh, go tell them. Okay? And if some of you are not aware of what we do, then I don't know what you're doing here. Even though I like you guys here, guys and gals. So there are different ways to read it. And I try to read consistently in all my different 14 screens. The tea leaves. And even then, sometimes the volatility is so intense, fake moves up, this and that, it gets so difficult. So I tend to, over the last couple of months, I stick to the discipline. Even though I'm upside down on the trade, let's say on the short trade, a lot of the times, it's very difficult to short because this 455-point move, which if things really break down to the lower end of the channel, doesn't come right away. It does this, then it pulls up. It goes back like a magnet to 2760, and I'm like, man, I got those puts, and now it's like, but I always scale in. So when there's a 50-point move, sudden one, just off the blue, you get this thing that's crashing, and then all of a sudden it turns. Now this, we bought the lows very nicely after shorting a bunch of it back in late May because the stows were deep oversold. And this is a daily chart, so it's not showing you the intraday noise. So bottom line is, this was, everyone was panicking. No one wanted to touch the market. We were creeping back in. And look what happened the next day. We had a 200 plus point rally. The next day, we gave back 100 of that. An inside day. You know what an inside day is? Where you stay inside? No. An inside day is a candle that does not encompass and engulf your previous candle. So believe it or not, this big red candle, this was an inside day. Then it started to, then the next day we were down about 100 points, I believe, 227.19, 27.03. No, we were down, 80 to 90 points. It was an inside day. It was building a powerful triangle, little one like that. And I showed that. And then we were attempting to go back in this nice bull flag. This is your bull flag. You know what a bull flag is? For guys who have no idea about technical analysis, it's not a flag you hang on top of a bull. All right? Imagine putting a flag on top of the bulls in Spain. I mean, come on. A bull flag is this. You want to know the exact definition of a bull flag? Please go to Investopedia. Go listen to my videos on chart pattern analysis. This is a consolidation bull flag. This was another one. And then bang, it broke out. We called it. And then the runaway train all the way up here. Now we are here. This daily, this is real time, by the way, is still green. This is still green right now. There's a support level here. This red line is not drawn to appease your eyeballs. This is there to tell you that that's a support level. That's 2760. Now, I'm immersed in it, so all this comes kind of naturally to me. Some of you who are not that technically orientated, just, read my stuff that I'm writing and then look at the charts. If you still don't get it, then you take the next step. You take the advanced coaching sessions. If you still don't get it, then I don't know what to do. At that point, just buy my alerts and close your eyes. I mean, some traders do that. I have traders who just, they look at my charts. They've had great performance with me, track record for years. They just buy my alerts and just hold it. One of my traders in 2 days made 14,000 more plus, or 1 day made 14,000 plus. 1 day on Netflix last week. I'll put it up. He sent me the text of his, screenshot of his thing. You think he's watching my charts like a hawk? No. He looked at it. He looked at the swing chart. He said, that's it. I'm buying it. I'm holding it. That's it. And you know how much he put in there? I think he put $2,500 in there. $2,500. And he made 13,000 bucks. There are other traders who have done bigger than that. Trust me. $2,500 you put there. $2,700. Is that the end of the world? That's 13,000 in profits he made overnight, because I kept on showing where Netflix was going to go. Same crap happened with Tesla, with Google, with Amazon, with Facebook. So no excuses, please. All right? You want excuses? Call up Kim Il-jung. Give him an excuse before he throws you in the gulag. So bottom line is that this is where we are. And if we break this, do I think this 455 point drop, if something really bad and things really get ugly, yes, we're going to drop there. And of course, I'm not going to be sitting there not telling you guys what to do. I'll recommend what I'm doing and what you should do. But for now, we are still within this trading range, which is 2760 and 2793. That's it. Really not much to say. Now, I'll leave it open for questions, any questions. Intelligent questions, dumb questions, non-questions. I'll answer it, and then I'm going to wrap up this webinar. No questions? Okay. While you guys are pondering what to ask, here's Tesla. This is a full-scale breakout. I've been showing this. Now, the reason stocks go up like this is quite simple. Nothing fundamentally has changed with Tesla. Okay, they are on track to keep up with the production of 5,000 cars a week from what it looks like for their Model 3. All right. Now, I've been walking you guys through Tesla from all the way down here when nobody wants to touch the stock. So let's say you did not get a chance to buy that two-day, this is a daily chart. Bang, bang, move. 600%, 900%, depending on the strikes you're in. You got multiple chances to get in. Multiple. Like I told you, it will consolidate. So it gets to 320, 310. It pulls back to 270. That's $40, guys, over a bunch of days. This is from April, by the way. Another chance to buy, sell, or even sell here. You're talking 150, 200% type of ROI. Another chance to buy off this right shoulder. Another chance to buy. Why do you think I don't short Tesla? Because the so-called billionaire idiots, in my opinion, are all short Tesla. Jim Chanos and his crew are lots of so-called smart guys. Oh yeah, Tesla's cash burn is so bad they're going to run out of money. Elon Musk is going to leave the company and start a battery plant in North Korea. He's moving to Russia. He's a hacker. I mean, all kinds of rumors. They're throwing rumors, vicious, fake media, throwing rumors at Tesla right, left, and center. Even Elon tweeted out today. There's some engineer hacked in and he's trying to sabotage the company. Why wouldn't he? He's probably being paid by some of the biggest short sellers, in my opinion. This is just my opinion, to sabotage, put a fire here, bomb, a couple of things here so the stock drops 6-7 points so they could at least recover some of their lost money. They're bleeding money. The short sellers are losing billions a day. It's not a joke. Their survival is at stake. So why wouldn't try to sabotage something within the company to make the stock drop? What the heck do we care? Rumors after rumors after rumors. I'm not saying that some of them are not right. Of course they are. But overall, I'm looking at the patterns. I'm dissecting the news. I'm looking at the fact that they have till the end of the month to reach that number, or else they will drop the stock 50 points in one day, and I will be on that short trade. Do you think he's going to really risk himself on that? I doubt it. Whatever it takes, he's going to get that number. If you don't understand that part, then you don't know how billionaires work. Because I ain't a billionaire, all right? So they're not going to let some asinine fund manager, institutional short, hedge fund analyst bring the company down. Look at Donald. He's very similar to Elon Musk. You don't mess with them because they will smash you. All right? So this is a runaway break. Most I can see it go is 389, technically speaking, and you can see that too. Now, if this was a pure pattern play and you know nothing about the company, it is a very defined play. Okay, this is the latest move that we're doing. This is the W. This is your dragon bullish, like I said, breakout over the uptrend line. This was an uptrend line going all the way back. Breakaway, quick seller here, the red candles. I generally, once it's approaching this big downtrend line, I am a seller. I'm a seller. I leave a little bit in there. I'm moving my strikes up. Remember, we started strikes at 300. We started strikes at 280, right? 260. As it kept on moving higher, let's say the latest run from 270, I'd like to buy maybe $10 out. I don't like to buy 300, 350 calls, which some of our lotto players do. Bob Bajic, our member, is a fantastic lotto player. Big shout out to him. He'll buy like way out. And guess what? As my charts explode and go higher, those lottos go berserk. Bigger than the in the money or close to the money calls that I have. But I don't, believe it or not, aggressive that I am in my trading, I'm still somewhat conservative in the sense that I'm going to pay up a little bit more to buy the near-term calls or in the money calls if I have any doubt, and not buy way out of the money. Because what if it doesn't go there? I lose it all. Same thing applied to Netflix, to Google, to Apple, to Facebook. Got to start trading booking.com soon. So there we are, the runaway train, and this is what's going on. Now, this is all happening because fundamentally, yes, there's some positive vibes, but the biggest reason is Tesla was more than 30% shorted. It's still the most shorted big tech company out there. I guess the haters can't just let it go. So they will suffer the pain. They're impaled on the stakes like Vlad the Dracula impaling. Okay? But they'll still stick with their short trade. God bless them. So what's happening right now is some of them are giving up. By the time they all give up, the stock's probably going to be in this range. That's when the stock's going to fall. When the short percentage of the float, I believe, comes down to maybe 20% shorted or maybe 15% shorted, that means we don't have that luxury of a short squeeze, even though 15% is a big number. That's all. That's all. House, quick, go ahead with your question.
Um,
Go ahead,
Thanks.
go
I
ahead.
was I was thinking maybe you could take a look at Baba, given the climate right now from a technical perspective. I
I
know you
po-
like that one. I just
yeah, I posted Baba's chart repeatedly today. So here's Baba's chart. There's nothing wrong with it. Nothing. Nothing wrong with it. Will Baba get hit with this Chinese thing? Few bucks? Yeah. But this is Baba's chart. I showed it all through the day. I've been buying it. I bought the calls. I was up on it on Friday. I got pulled back. I've been buying it, right? So the stock pulled back today to 203, right there. This is Baba's swing chart. It's a good looking chart. I find no fault with it. Can it drop and create a red candle because of the $200 billion tariff type of thing? Absolutely. But Baba wants to go to $221. One way or the other, it's going to get there. Unless things really break down, things get really nasty between us and China, and Baba breaks 199. If Baba breaks 199, obviously the pattern changes and the next level of support comes in at 194. You know, House, that we've been trading the stock systematically on the way up. So the chart speaks for itself. And at this point, the low today was 203.88 right here. That was the low right there. No one was really buying it. I kept them buying it. I mean, no one meaning I didn't see institutional buyers in there. What happened at the end of the day? Bang! It went up. It was positive. The calls were at 88 cents. I bought I hedged, I lowered my cost basis, House, from about 95, 92 cents, 95 cents, a dollar, or a bunch of dollar. It went to $2. So I could have sold my whole lot. I sold a little bit. It went from 88 cents when it was here this morning, 88 cents. And at the end of the day, with this nice bullish reversal, and I've been alerting this all day. You did see that, right, House?
absolutely. I was buying it all day.
Okay, so there you go. So it went to a buck 97. Now, unfortunately, because the future's down 14 points, but I didn't short walked you guys through the thing, it will be hit tomorrow. So, which is unfortunate because it was ready to bust a move and head towards 211 if we didn't get this crapola $200 billion additional tariffs to be considered. So that means the stock most probably will then now revert back to 206. Hopefully it doesn't drop too much because we closed at 208.47, and we lose a buck and change. But nothing changes, just so you know, as long as we stay above the 204 level right there, today's low. Nothing changes. If I see it breach 204, I have to let it go. Take the loss.
Perfect.
So
Thank you.
yeah, but aside from that, the overall chart, so I forgot to write that. So basically the buck 88 went to $2. Sweet day trade to start with, and you could buy as much as you want below $1. That's the beauty about the markets. So overall, the chart looks, pretty damn good. This is a gap, obviously from way back. That I still use. I take the leeway of using it as a major buffer zone or support. That's at 203. But nothing is bad here. Everything is good till it's not good, right? When you get these sudden flash crashes, futures down 14 and stuff. But nothing really changes unless Baba breaks 200. Okay, any other question? That was a good question, House. No? See a chance to ask. That's one heck of a boom move. So yeah, it's going to be down a couple of bucks in the morning, but this is Google. But honestly, if you look at the channel, it's very easy to read. It's going to it's this is the first real major breakout. I look at, and just a quick trick you guys might want to follow, not trick in the standard procedure. When you look at this is a this was a cup. This first of all, this was a W pattern, right? The W pattern. You can also look at it as a cup. Let me just Google. So just a round off the thing. There was a cup, a handle. That's why I had these lines drawn. It's a consolidation channel, and bang, a breakout. Today was a cup. This was the thing that's, and I'm drawing this, and then um, why do I make more consistent returns time after time? Obviously, cause fastest culture. I don't know what you're saying, but that statement doesn't, you know, have any value in what I'm trying to, help other people with. So, so congratulations, what you're doing, but what if you're trying to flatter me, it's not going anywhere because I don't really care. So, bottom line is, let's see here. So you get that big bullish candle here. So this pattern is very powerful. So if this is the first of the candle move, okay, then it pulls back a little bit. It generally would have pulled back anyway, but thanks to this, futures down, it's going to pull back a little bit. Then we're going to see them monitoring whether it reverses up. 1198 is short-term major support, and I'm sorry, major resistance. And then again, little pullback. It's possible that the stock goes to 1260, but that's really stretching it out there. You know what I'm saying? But this JD move by Google is a big strategic move because I don't know if you guys know, but Google is banned in China, right? They use Baidu, which is the Google of China, and Weibo, and all those things. So Google is not available in China. So they're taking a backdoor in with JD through their JD.com, getting into China. And this is a very strategic move. So I'm going to leave that out. If the stock gives up completely, let me show you the bearish move. If it has a bearish engulfing candle like that, let's say it's red, right? And let me change the color. So if this is a red candle like this and it's a bearish engulfing, I can assure you the stock will go back to 1120, 1130. So be prepared for that too. Now, all this doesn't happen immediately because this is the daily chart, and I'll certainly be alerting people on that. Box and AMD, yeah, Box I already told you guys. Box I already have here. AMD, I don't, yeah, I have the chart here, I think. Let me quickly see. Box. Actually, Box, I didn't recommend Box long time ago. Turkey Day Box, what is this? No. Okay, let's look at Box. Instead of Box, you should buy DBX, Dropbox, okay? But Box itself has a good looking chart, so I shouldn't say much about it. Okay, what am I doing? I don't think I had Box built into my chart. See this lovely little thing forming? Let's see where we are with the futures. Same. Come on, come on. So I'm going to give you a very simplistic example. It's a goner. This is a daily chart of Box. This is a beautiful cup and handle. Let me look at the monthly. Whoa. Oh, yeah. This is, yeah, we played Box. That's why I remember. We played Box all the way from down here, and a couple of points, but then I didn't revisit it. I remember that. Okay, now I know. So Box chart looks really good. It's basically a large cup and handle. You can see that. There you go. Nice handle, which lasted a whole bunch of days, and now it's broken loose. So given where we are right now, this is telling me that the stock is probably good for a round number of 30. And then remind me tomorrow, I will construct it in a more detailed manner, but stock's looking good. Let me look at AMD. I think I have AMD in my box here. So box is good to go. Now remember, everything will be affected by the markets and the futures and stuff, so can't really help you guys with that. Talk to Donald. Let's see. Let me clean this out. This is from way back. Wow. Okay, so AMD's chart is very bullish, and it is a major breakout. This is from way back when I had constructed the chart when I was trading it. Thanks for reminding me, Mary Beth. I'm going to put this up on the radar tomorrow. AMD is on a big time monthly breakout here. The only way we can determine where the stock can go is using Fibonacci retracements, and we are going to do that right now. Obviously, under major institutional accumulation, we already know that, and the stock is being bought by both retail, which is a retail favorite because of its price. That's why every retail trader knows of AMD, but institutions also like it, so that's also a plus. So 50% retracement is normally on a monthly basis where the stock wants to go, which is 25. The 38.2% retracement is now at 1943. So at 1943, this is what I would be, I'll be showing tomorrow too, same chart, is I would be looking to, let me construct it properly. So at this point, this is what I do. These are time-tested methods and they work a lot. Upper end of the channel is around 1964 to 2052. All right, somewhere in this zone here. You can see that it's heading that way. Now, this is the monthly chart, so don't expect this to zoom up like that right away because AMD normally moves in pennies. All right, but it's a great swing trade at this point. No question about it. It is under accumulation, 50% retracement over a monthly basis, let's say by in the next month or two, whoever, barring a market crash, which is inevitably coming. But that normally doesn't happen till the August, September period. The big one, right? The big one is coming during that period, in my opinion, or the second half of July. There could be a test of the big one, and so you're looking at this level. So it's a good looking chart. Now, Mr. Bajic just popped in and he said ZTO. I don't track ZTO. Is ZTO a U.S. public company? No. Or am I wrong? 1 second. Let me look at ZTO. Is ZTO? Why are you asking me to track ZTO? Bob. All right. I don't know if he's wasting my time. If he asks me a legitimate question, ZTO Express Cayman Islands. Okay, is this it? Is this the one you want me to look at? I have no idea what this is. Anyway, he asked me. I thought you meant ZTE. Bob, can you answer the question? ZTO. Okay, I'll look at ZTO. So, guys, you're learning something new. ZTO Express Cayman. What is it? Money laundering operation in Cayman Islands? Bob would know that. Oh, it's a joke. Great looking chart. Too slow for me. Maybe not. Let's see. What's the monthly chart on this? Oh boy. So why don't you talk to me when it was at 12? That was in 2017. Or when it was at 14. You're telling me at 21, but it's got enough momentum to move higher. So I would, again, what I would do, knowing nothing about the company, and as a technical chartist, I would basically do this. This was your fib retracement. Where the hell is it? There you go. That's what technicians do. They don't care about what company it is. They just look to see where it can go, not where it's coming from. So I take my statement back, Mr. Bajic. So looking at this here, you're looking at the 161.8 retracement, what we call expansion. We saw that happen on restoration hardware. We saw that happen on a bunch of stocks. You are looking at this money laundering operation. I'm just kidding. I don't know what it is. At 22.47 as the first stop. And then if it doesn't pull back, and I'm sure it has to pull back, otherwise it's the biggest bubble of all times, it's $29. So my monthly, this is a monthly estimation, is telling me that the next move on this stock is basically the 161.8 extension, Fibonacci extension at 2250. So that's it. That's your ZTO. Found it today. Oh, okay. All right. So that's what it is. I'll take a look at it, but normally I don't like trading, Cayman Island stocks, Cayman Island based stocks, Too much manipulation, just to put it this way. All right. And I'd rather stick to my own manipulation of my options by the CBOE traders than dealing with a bunch of, mobsters, international mobsters sitting in the Cayman Islands. Okay. That's it for now. Have a great evening, guys. Thank you for participating. Let's do it. All right. It's going to be tricky in the morning. Futures are down 12. I've shown you both scenarios. Stick with it. And let's do it. And Mr. Akash, who is a free trial member, don't waste your time being free trial. Join as a member. There are great people here, and they're all willing to help you. We all go through tough times, but we forge ahead big time. So that's all we got to do. Have a great evening. God bless you all.